When it comes to trading, one of the most neglected subjects are those dealing with trading psychology. Most traders spend months and years trying to find the perfect system, but a system is just a small part of the entire picture. And you must realize that trading successfully requires understanding and dealing with psychological barriers. We have discussed about money risk management and trade management. Now it's time to talk about trading psychology. The main objective is to make you understand the importance of certain habits and psychological strengths you need to develop in order to achieve success, long success in trading. And one of the main reasons these habits are often ignored is because traders are only focused in the potential gains the market offers. They really have a tendency to think, why to develop such habits at all if I can make money right away? But later in their careers, they realize that these habits were actually required to achieve trading success. They find it the hard way when there is no money left in their trading accounts and are devastated emotionally. And believe me, trying to recover from these experiences is far more difficult than giving them the importance they deserve at the beginning of your trading career. Now, trading successfully is all about having equilibrium between many important aspects, such as having a system that fits you, applying sound money management techniques, and being aware and handling the psychological issues that affect the decisions. If you can strike a balance, you will achieve consistent profits. Now, this difference between success and failure is based on behavior. Successful people adopt certain behavioral traits that help them move in the direction they desire. Unsuccessful people just move with no clear direction. So, what must be done in order to trade successfully and eventually have a long, successful career? You must admit mistakes and take responsibility. You must have risk-taking capacity given market uncertainty, and you must develop discipline, maintain the same, and have patience. Most people do not like the thought of being wrong. They do not admit error, and so they blame someone else, most commonly and obviously the market. Mistakes are inevitable and you should look to learn from them as opposed to any recriminations. When learned, they become a positive learning experience. In a trading environment, when you lose a trade, the first idea that pops up in your mind would probably be, there must be something wrong with my system, or I shouldn't have taken this trade despite when system signaled it. However, sometimes you need to dig a little deeper in order to see the nature of your mistake, and then work on it accordingly. Don't lose faith on a developed system too fast. Now, this trading business, as you may already know, only 5% of traders achieve the ultimate goal, to be consistent in making profits. Now, what is interesting though is that there is just a tiny difference between this 5% of traders and the rest, that they grow from their mistakes. They take mistakes as a learning experience. As for them, the mistakes no longer obstruct but instruct. They learn an invaluable lesson on every mistake made, and at the end, this tiny difference becomes the big difference. See, it's easy to pass on responsibility of your failures, and it's even easier to take responsibility of your successes. Whenever the market behaves to your liking, you take all the credit. You certainly would say to yourself that I did a great job, or gosh, I'm so good. There is a sense of arrogance that starts prevailing. But what happens when the market doesn't go in the intended direction? You start blaming. The failing trader starts commenting that this market is just impossible to trade, or those money makers are against my trades, or my broker is hunting after my stops. The truth is, whether success or failures, no one is responsible but you. You are responsible for any trade, whether it was very well planned or poorly planned, since you are the one executing those trades. Now, trying to pass on this responsibility is nothing but defensive tactics that is supposed to relieve you from pain, but it actually does more damaging. And traders on defensive mode are likely to make the same mistake again and again. Now, these successful traders know that every action they take is their own action. They never look to blame someone or something else. If something goes wrong with their trades or investments, they take full responsibility and try to learn from them. Because every losing trade has something to offer, something to learn about. They will try to see what went wrong and think accordingly so that it does not happen again in the future. Until you start feeling this way, you are never going to feel comfortable trading your system or trading at all. You are responsible for every trading decision because you are the one who is actually executing the trades. And remember that a mistake is made when certain guidelines are not followed, when the rules you trade by are violated. Now, how to deal with mistakes? See, there are many ways or approaches to properly manage mistakes. I will suggest the one that I used to, and it's quite simple. You must first approach mistakes positively. Now, every mistake is a learning experience. Instead of feeling frustrated, approach in a positive manner. Stay composed. Find out what went wrong, what happened. Next is that you identify the mistake made. Define that mistake. Find out what caused the mistake and its nature. Think all possible reasons on what happened. Finding the mistake's nature will prevent you from making the same mistake again. And lastly, take appropriate action. So, taking action is the last and most important step. Think on preventing the mistake to happen again. In order to learn, a change in behavior is needed. By taking action, we convert every mistake into a small part of our success. Remember, we all make mistakes. How we deal with them will shape our future. Now, consistent profitable traders know that anything can happen on any given pattern or system they trade. They release themselves from any expectation. They just place a trade, and the only thing they expect is that the market will go somewhere. The only thing they know, and they actually need to know, is that if the trade was taken following their system's signal, the odds are in their favor and the probabilities will play their part. It's as simple as that. They don't know what the outcome of a particular trade will be, but they do know that in the longer run they are going to be ahead. Since they do not know the outcome of a trade, they always use stops and place take profit orders in a systematic way. Now understand that following a system in a planned manner is the only way to make consistent profits. You have to create a well-developed plan and system, and you must trust it and take every single signal generated by your system. So when you enter a trade, you need to be released from any expectation about where the market is heading. Now, a trading system or strategy cannot be correct 100% of the time. And risk-taking ability therefore turns out to be one of the most important subjects when dealing with trading psychology. Once you understand and accept this fact, you will start trading with ease, and psychological factors will no longer obstruct your thinking process. Remember that our goal as traders is to achieve consistent profitable results. We don't want to make a killing trading. We don't require unexpected gains. But in order to make money, we need to take risks. The risk of losing a trade, the risk of losing money. And if we don't take this risk, we are not going to be able to make money. So you must develop a well thought system and trading plan and follow it religiously. That system will make money for you. You got to trust it. If you place trust in your system and take the risk, then there is nothing to fear or worry about the outcome of individual trades. You have to think bigger. Think overall results of your system. And the more comfortable you feel taking risks, the best results you will have in your trading career. And comfort is without a doubt a factor of system accuracy and risk-reward ratio. Now, discipline is the most important habit when it comes to trading, but it is also the most ignored one. Please understand that we can spend plenty of time developing our system and our business plan. We can have the best system around and a well-thought business plan. But if we don't have the required discipline to follow them, then they are of no help. Not surprisingly, many traders know what they should do and when to trade, but they still trade poorly because they don't have the discipline to follow their plan. They tell themselves they won't do it again, but they still let their losses grow and keep chasing the market. Sometimes they even try studying more, trying to develop their technical analysis skills, but it won't help. Failing to get disciplined is what is holding them apart. So what discipline is? Now, this discipline is about following your system and the rules or plans that you made. If you do not follow your system, then there is a possibility that the single trade you take against your rules could have disastrous consequences. But is it really worth to deviate from plan? You have to ask yourself. You have spent plenty of time and effort creating your system and the rules that govern it. You have analyzed every single aspect of your trading, the conditions that have to be met before you think to take a trade, about trigger signal, where the stops and exits should be placed, and much more. You did a thorough research and put it together in what you call your trading system, and concluded, whenever my rules are present, there is a higher probability of success in that trade. Now, when you developed it, you were objective because you analyzed every single situation. But when you are actually in a trade or thinking of placing an order, you are far away from being objective. Emotional factors pour in and block information that was visible when you developed your own system. Don't let this thing happen. Have confidence in yourself and your system. There will be times when your system hands you over a string of losses, but remember that we have to learn to live with losses because they are going to be around forever. Do everything that the trading system you develop tells you to do. If you follow your system, you will make sure that you will not overtrade, you will not let your losses grow larger, you will take profits consistently, your chances of success will be greater. Of course, I am taking for granted that you will have the discipline to develop and backtest your trading system to identify whether the system is profitable or not. If you really want to succeed, you need to work on your trading system and test it thoroughly. Now, this process can take weeks or even months, but if you do it the right way, you will have greater chances to succeed. Now, this discipline is also about sticking to your money management plan. It helps you to avoid the risk of ruin and at the same time helps you boost your profits, allowing them to grow geometrically. One of the problems most traders face is that they start trading with a small account and small trading sizes. They only take conservative trades signaled by the system. But as they start making money and feel overconfident, they start breaking their money management rules as an attempt to make more money. And by the time they realize that they are risking 3 or 4 times what they were supposed to in accordance to their money management plan, their account is on the verge of getting blown. Believe me, this happens more often than not. And then there is the other side. After a streak of losing trades, they size up their trading position in an attempt to recover the losses incurred in the past. The result is, well, it doesn't take long to lose the whole trading account. So every trader must follow money management rules, whether winning or losing. A string of losing trades is normal. We are not supposed to win every single trade. The same happens in case of a string of winning trades. Don't get overexcited and think you are better than the market, because it will prove you wrong. Whatever the case is, don't break your rules. If you follow money management plan, you will make sure to avoid the risk of ruin, let your profits grow geometrically, and you will be able to trade for years. Now this discipline is also about following your trade management plan. Whether be it averaging, pyramiding, or scaling out, you must have a plan and have the discipline to follow it. Averaging is quite tricky. Remember again that if you just do it to improve your entry level, it could be a very costly mistake. You must create the rules and follow them rigorously. Only this way they are likely to produce good results. If you follow your trade management plans, you will make sure that every technique going to be used will increase your profitability. And lack of discipline is one of the biggest obstacles a trader is likely to face. However, if you are able to overcome it with patience, you will become the trader you want to be. Whatever the weakness you have, it is not enough to be aware of them. You need discipline to work on them. Now, I'll give you a little advice on how to become a disciplined trader. Keep a trading journal and note the things you are doing, whether right or wrong. Keep trading rules visible at all times, maybe by your screen. And monitor yourself. Catch yourself trying to break the rules. Now, I know from personal experience, talking to other traders and my students, everyone considers being disciplined to be very easy. But let me tell you, it is not. So do not take this for granted and even stick a note in your corner of your trading screen saying, follow your rules and stick to money management plan. That's what I did anyway. Remember that patience is a virtue. When a trader is patient, he waits for his system to signal a trade. He does not trade out of boredom. He is not eager to get into the market because he knows the opportunity will come. He is not chasing the market thinking that he is going to miss the move. He is just patient and waits for his system to give the right signal, and only under such circumstances he is willing to take trade and take the risk. Now, being patient would mean to sit back and make no trades even for days or weeks until the system signals a good trading opportunity. Very few traders are able to do this, and the rest are trading out of excitement. Some don't treat their trading activities as a business. They just trade. Understand, you cannot get rich in a month or two. You just need to wait and develop your trading skills. If you try to speed up things, you might find yourself taking uncontrolled risks which could lead you to wipe out your trading account. Our job as traders is not to trade often, but to trade well. Anyways, that's all I can advise on the habits and psychological approach, but it is entirely up to you to implement.